Okay, so this next video is going to be looking at a sequence of stretches for your upper body. So we're going to start up at the neck. So it's important to note that if you do have any neck issues, that you don't force the position and you only work to what's comfortable for you. So we're going to start with your upper fiber trap stretch. So what you're going to do is you can have your feet either firmly planted on the ground or on the front axle, whatever you're most comfortable. You also want to make sure that your handbrake is on the bike so that we're not rolling anywhere while we're stretching. So what we're going to do first is bracing yourself by holding onto the front handles. I'm going to ask Donna to just slowly bring her ear down to her left shoulder, trying to elongate and open up through the right side of her neck. So with this, we want to hold our stretch for at least 30 seconds. You're welcome to hold it longer, but at least for 30 seconds to make sure that the muscle gets a nice, good, long stretch out of it. So it's important to note that you don't shrug your shoulder up to your ear. You want to keep your shoulders relaxed, your neck is long, and it's just a straight side bend until you feel that comfortable stretch along through the side of the neck. And if you get any pinching in through the left side of your neck, then ease off the stretch a little bit. Perfect, so that was 30 seconds there. So now we're going to move to the opposite side. So I'm going to ask Donna to bend her ear down towards her right shoulder. Again, she's looking to feel that stretch through the left side of her neck. So to increase the stretch, what you could do is you can let your left arm hang heavy and think about reaching for the floor with your fingers as you side bend. So that's just going to help traction the shoulder, open up the space a little bit more and increase that pull on the muscle. So that is one variation to help increase the stretch. Another option is if Donna holds on to the handlebars again, takes her right hand and just gently applies a pressure towards her left side of her head, pulling her ear further down to her shoulder. Now it's important to not pull very hard with this. It's just a gentle overpressure to increase that stretch on the side of the neck. Perfect. Good, and relax. Excellent. So next we're going to stretch another muscle in your neck that moves down into your shoulder blade. So it's called your Levator scapulae muscle. So what I'm going to ask Donna to do is she's going to rotate her head to the left and then she's going to look down towards her underarm. So we're looking to feel that stretch through the back side of her neck and even into the top part of her shoulder blade a little bit. Now, if you don't feel much of a stretch there, again, I'm going to ask Donna to drop her right hand down towards the floor and just reach for the floor as she's looking down towards her underarm to help increase the pull of the muscle. So that is one option. The other option is if Donna puts her hand back on the handlebar, takes her left hand, grasping the back of her head and gently pulling her nose further down into her underarm. So again, it should be a comfortable stretch and no pain with this. Perfect, so relax there for me, Donna, and we're going to do the opposite side. So now she's going to rotate her head to look into her right, over her right shoulder, then look down into her right underarm. So this stretch, again, should be felt through the back part of your neck and down into the top part of your shoulder blade. If you're not feeling this as strongly, feel free to do one of the variations to increase the stretch by either reaching your fingers down towards the floor or by taking your hand and applying a gentle overpressure to the back of your neck. Perfect, and relax there. Excellent. Okay, so next we're going to move to your pectoral muscles. We're going to move to your pectoral muscles next to stretch. So I'm going to ask Donna to place her feet both firmly on the ground with this. So we're going to start with both arms at the same time. If you're not comfortable, we'll show you how to do a single arm variation. So I'm going to get Donna to reach her arms out to the side and she's with her palms facing forward and just open up by extending her arms back behind her body, trying to push her chest forward. So we're looking to feel a little bit of a stretch through the front of your shoulders. You'll probably feel it down into your arms as well. So you can play with the height of your arms if this is too much. You can bring them down a little bit lower. Just changing the angle can change the pull as well. So as I mentioned, if you don't feel steady releasing both hands from the handlebars, I'm going to ask Donna to place her left hand on the handlebar and just focus on her right arm. So same thing, holding for 30 seconds. Relax your arm back in for me, Donna, and then she could do her single arm on the opposite side as well. So you have that option of doing bilateral or single arm, whichever you prefer. As long as you're holding it for 30 seconds, you'll get the benefit of the stretch. Perfect. So next we're going to move into stretching out your bicep muscles, so the muscle along the front of your shoulders. So we're going to start by doing a bilateral stretch, and then we'll show you also how to do it single arm. So I'm going to get Donna to again extend her arms out to the side, but this time I'm going to get her to turn her palms to face the back of the room. And now she's going to reach her arms backwards. She can let her arms come down a little bit. And so for this, we're looking for you to feel that stretch in through this part of your arm in through here. So we're going to be holding that for 30 seconds. Nice long stretch. Push that chest forward. Reach your fingertips towards the back of the wall. Really try to open things up and get as much of a stretch through the arms as you can. Okay, we're going to hold for just a few more seconds here. Perfect. Now, Donna, I'm going to get you to relax your arms onto the bike, and we're going to show you how to do the single arm. So I'm going to ask Donna to hold onto the handlebars with her left hand, extend her right arm out, turn her palm towards the back of the room, and reach back behind her. Really try to reach her fingertips towards the back, elongating as long as she can. So making her arm as long as she can, feeling that pull. So we're going to be holding this for 30 seconds, and then you would do the same thing on the opposite arm. So holding on steady with that left hand, and then just making sure that you feel that comfortable stretch in through the front of the arm. And again, if you have any discomfort, just adjust the height of your arm, adjust your hand position a little bit until you feel that comfortable stretch. Good, and relax there, Donna. Perfect. So you would do the same thing on the opposite arm. So holding on to the right side, extend your arm back behind your body, palm facing behind you, reaching behind, really trying to open up as much as you can. So you're just holding that stretch where you're comfortable. Again, as you're holding the stretch, if you note that the stretch doesn't feel as strong, try to move into your stretch even further. So that's a good thing. It means that your muscle's releasing and that things are opening up a little bit for you. Perfect, so just a couple more seconds there for me, Donna. Good, and relax your arm back in. Perfect. So next we're going to move to your wrists. So we're going to be stretching out the muscles on the inside and back side of your forearm. So your forearm flexors and extensors. So what I'm going to ask Donna to do is to extend her right arm in front. She's going to take her left hand and apply a gentle overpressure to the back side of her hand and pointing her fingers down towards the ground. So we're going to be holding this stretch again for 30 seconds as we've been doing. So you can play with the height of your arm as well to change up the stretch. So you can hold it straight out in front of you as so, or you can bring your hand down into the front of your body to help increase the stretch. You can even turn your fingertips inwards a little bit to help increase the pull of that stretch. Again, find the position where you feel the strongest stretch and hang out there for your 30 seconds. Okay, a few more seconds here, Donna. Perfect. So now we're just going to work the opposite muscle group. So our forearm flexors. I'm going to get Donna to turn her palm up. Again, opposite hand goes on your palm, and you're just going to pull your hand down. Good, and we're holding this for 30 seconds. So again, you can play with the height of your arm. You can leave it parallel like so, or you can relax it down in front of your body. And if applying a bit of an overpressure with your opposite hand is too much, just reach and hold like that. You don't need to add that overpressure. This is just to help increase the stretch. So if you're feeling discomfort in your wrist, just take away that overpressure. Okay, so a couple more seconds here, Donna. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to move to the opposite arm. So if you're uncomfortable letting go of the handlebars, then we can do this stretch by using the handlebars as an assist. So I'm going to have Donna hold onto the handlebars with her right hand, and with her left hand, I'm going to get her to place her palm on the top of the handlebar and just let her arm dip down. So we're going to go opposite direction here. So we're going to bring her hand here, and she's going to push her wrist forward into the handlebar, and we're looking to feel that stretch in through the back side or underside of your forearm. So you can use at whatever height, depending on how long your arms are. You can use the handlebar part that's closest to you or the part that's further away. But again, wherever you feel that strongest stretch in through your forearm is where you want to place your hand. So this is your target area in through the underside of your arm. So we're stretching your forearm flexors with this particular stretch. Okay, so we're going to hold just for a few more seconds. Push as much or as little as you're comfortable with. Perfect. So now we're going to do the opposite. So I'm going to get Donna to turn her palm to face her. She's going to put her hands on the back side of the handlebar actually. So we're going to come on down through here, and she's just going to kind of push the back of her hand into the handlebars. So if you place your hand a little bit higher up on the handlebar, you'll get a little bit more bend from the wrist. So you can see Donna's leaning back a little bit more to try to get her arm extended to get that stretch. So this is one variation. Other variation is actually going to the farther end of the handlebar. So again, depending on how long your arm is, or alternatively, we have a third option. She can turn her palm down and do just what she did. Fingers on the inside of the handlebar. So we're gonna come through here, and she's just gonna reach like so, trying to get that pull through the back side of the forearm. So a couple different variations there. Try what works best for you. Perfect, excellent. And we have one more stretch for our upper body circuit. We're gonna be stretching through the back part of our shoulder. So what I'm gonna ask Donna to do is she's going to bring one arm straight in front of her body. She's gonna come across, and she's gonna take her opposite arm and pull further, applying a bit of a gentle overpressure to her arm. So we're looking to feel the stretch through the back part of her shoulder, maybe even a little bit into the back part of her shoulder blade, depends on how tight you are. So her feet are firmly on the ground. If you feel stable enough, we're using both arms to stretch and pull across the body. So the more external pressure you apply to your arm, the greater stretch you'll feel. If you happen to get a little bit of a pinch in through the front of your shoulder, then just don't do the overpressure. Just pull your arm across as far as you feel comfortable and trying to round out that shoulder blade. Good, and relax there for me, Donna. And let's do the opposite arm. So this time we'll do it without any overpressure. So I'm gonna get Donna to bring her left arm across her body. Try to reach her fingertips towards the opposite wall. Try to think about pushing your shoulder blade towards the left side of the room. So again, we have that tug of war going on between her fingers and her shoulder blade, really trying to round out the back part of the shoulder. So feel free to adjust the position of your arm depending on your comfort level. Again, you should be feeling the stretch through the back part of your shoulder and in through the back of your shoulder blade. So we're going to continue holding this position, really try to reach across the body, stretch as much as you can while you're holding onto the handlebars for a little bit of extra support. Okay, we're going to hold this for another couple seconds. Doing a great job. Okay, and relax. Perfect. So that is your upper body stretching sequence.